received a phone call related with high temperature. And the customer said, my engine start, it's good, but in normal conditions, the engine reached the operational temperature. What is the operational temperature?
180.
Around 180, no? You remember? What happened at that point, at the operational temperature? What happened in the engine? What happened in that point, internally? The thermostat opened and allowed that the coolant hot pass through the radiator and come back. You understand? In other words, what is the function of the thermostat?
Open and close.
Oh yeah, open and close.
Stop the flow of coolant.
Control the flow of coolant. Control the flow. Control what? The thermostat closed until the temperature of the engine reach the point. When the temperature is in the point, open, allow that go into the radiator or heat exchanger and return with low temperature. Once again, circulate, keep the engine good, and once again, if the thermostat is open, goes out. And once again, return, goes out and return because the coolant pump, no? The circulating pump. Okay, the coolant pump send to the radiator or heat exchanger and return. Once again, pass to the block and the head, around the cylinder liners, you remember? And up, thermostat, it's closed, the thermostat. The thermostat says, hey, my friend, you need preheat the block a little more. Okay. Okay, and now, and allow that the coolant goes out, This is the function. That's clear? That's the function of the thermostat. Where is located the thermostat? Where is located the thermostat, my friends?
Thermostat housing.
In the thermostat house. This is the coolant pump, and this is the thermostat. The thermostat housing. You see, the thermostat is located here. And allow that the coolant enter here. If it's extended, no pass. If it's contract, pass. In the thermostat housing, you have the coolant temperature sensor, and here, coolant temperature switch. Both of them are bolted here in the thermostat housing. Everybody follow me? Coolant temperature sensor. The coolant temperature sensor send the signal for what? Sensor.
What temperature?
The temperature.
For the gauge and the computer. If the engine is with computer. If the engine is only with temperature gauge, no computer, how many cables I have? Positive and negative. Or one, because the negative is with the block of the engine. Mr. Lopez, this sensor have 3 terminals.
One for positive.
One for the signal on the gauge, temperature gauge, and other one for the signal to the computer, the ECM, the PCM. Good? Mr. Lopez, this sensor have 4 cables. Not 3, 4. Why? Fly bridge. No, because one cable is for the gauge on the fly bridge. The other one for the computer coming in, and other cable from the computer coming out. You understand? One signal goes to the computer, and the computer returns other signal to the sensor. In more sophisticated engine like this, the sensor have 4 terminals. It's because the communication computer sensor is bidirectional. That's clear, my friend? Normally it's 3 terminals. One cable for the gauge, other cable for the computer, and the other one is ground. Good? Okay, one is the sensor and the other is the switch. What is the function of the switch? Interrupt the current for the transfer pump and solenoid of the fuel injection pump. Good? Clear? Okay, great. Okay, you receive, my friend, I need that you keep the diagram clear here and you solve any problem. The customer said, I have temperature problems in my engine, but the situation is like this. I start the engine the engine reach the operational temperature, normal. But after that, in normal conditions, the engine fluctuates in between 190 and 170. 190, 170. 190 is the maximum, and 170, and the needle is fluctuating. That's normal. But right now, my engine is going to 210 and return to 190. And the other engine is running normal. 170, 190, 170, 190. And this one right now is going to 210. And the red area is in 220. It's pretty close to the red area. This is a good question, no? It's not.
Thermostat.
All right. There are a lot of possibilities. What is the first step in this analysis?
Raw water or coolant?
Okay. You need to analyze my problem is in the raw water side or my problem is in the coolant side. I know what is the coolant side, no? The coolant side starts on the coolant pump, circulate through the block, return into the thermostat. If the thermostat open or close, goes out into the heat exchanger and return. That's the coolant, no more. And the raw water, what is the raw water? Look at the raw water. I have the C cup here, the raw water enter here, pass through the heat exchanger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heat exchanger, and after that return into the elbow of the exhaust and bye-bye. This is the path of raw water. No more. Yes or no? Okay. Number one, when you have those type of temperature problems, the question number one for the customer.
Did you clean up the strainers?
Mr. Customer, can you go outside and check the flow of water for engine and go to the other side and check the flow? Both flows are equal. Always ask about the raw water. Okay, your strainer is clean. Your strainer, you see bubbles on the strainer? Oh, I see bubbles. Okay. If you see bubbles on the strainer, you need to bleed the bubbles on the strainer. What is the procedure to bleed the bubbles on the strainer, guys?
Open the cap.
Open the cap a little. Okay, open the cap a little. Once again, putting back the cap. And you hold. Okay, putting back the cap. Putting back this one. Tight again. Run the engine and verify that you don't have bubbles. For that reason, it's important keep that crystal clean, transparent. All right, that's the procedure. With the engine running, you open the cap a little, you allow that the water coming out with the bubbles, and you tight again. That's it. That's the procedure to bleed the strainer. Okay, guys, why is important bleed the strainer? Because the air is the enemy of the impellers. That's okay? Eliminate the bubbles. Ready? Okay, finito. The raw water is good. The flow is good, the other flow is good, but I have that problem. The temperature is high. Okay, we are going to analyze the coolant side. If you are in your engine in your car, how you know if the thermostat is opening and closing proper? You hear the explanation about, of the customer. The customer said the needle in the temperature gauge fluctuates in between 190 and 170. 190 and 170. This is an indication of what? That the thermostat open and close. Open and close. It's working, no?
Right, yeah.
It's different if the customer says, Mr. Lopez, the engine start and immediately, quickly go run until 210 and shut down the engine for temperature. The thermostat is open and closed? Probably no. How can you verify that? If you are in your car, how can you verify that situation? Excuse me? Look at this. You have one hose here to the thermostat housing. and other hose here into the coolant pump. Yes or not? Coolant pump and thermostat housing. Everybody follow me? Okay. When the engine is running at operational temperature, if you touch this hose and this hose, what happened? Both of them, the temperature should be similar if the thermostat is opening. What happened if this one is too hot and this one is warm? The thermostat is not opening. Everybody follow me? What happened if this one is too hard and this one you squish with your hand? The thermostat is opening? No. That's the simple way to verify if the thermostat open or closed. Oh, in your boat it's the same. In some cases it's difficult because the hoses are too short. You don't have a space, no? But with the indication on the needle, on the temperature gauge, you can see. All right. Pay attention. Mr. Lopez, I replaced yesterday the thermostat on the thermostat housing. I removed the thermostat housing and I replaced the thermostat. Excuse me, you replaced for other one exactly the same? With the same range of temperature? Yes, exactly the same. Ah, okay, perfect. Original. And you put the thermostat in the proper position? What happened? This is the position with the spring facing down. What happened if you put with the spring facing up?
It's closed.
Because it's a diode, no? Remember? Okay. No, yeah, I locate in the position. New one, new gasket, pam pan is good. But I have the problem of temperature. All right. Okay. And let me ask to you something. What about the coolant on the reservoir tank? The coolant on the reservoir tank, you remember in the plastic tank, they have two levels. One level for cold side and hot. When the engine is hot, the level of the coolant in the reservoir, in the plastic container, goes up a little in the higher limit. And when the engine is off, low temperature, that level goes down. You know where is that situation? That situation occurs here. It's here, no? You see that small pipe? The radiator cap is located here, you see? That small pipe. Here is the expansion tank and the heat exchanger. Okay, here you have a plastic or a rubber hose and the plastic container here. It's located here. Okay, you ask to him, the color of the refrigerant in the plastic container is good? Yes, it's green, it's clean. Ah, okay. All right, but I noticed, Mr. Lopez, that the level is too low. The level is too low. Probably you have a leak. No, but I don't see any leak. On the bilge is completely dry, it's clean. No leaks. But if the level of the refrigerant decrease, is because you have a leak. Where could be located the refrigerant? The bilge is clean, everything is clean, but you see that periodically you need added refrigerant in the reservoir tank because the level decreased a little. Where could be
Oil pan. You check.
probably the refrigerant is going through with the exhaust gases through the exhaust pipe outside. Oh yeah, Mr. Lopez, in the port side of the boat is like a oil over there,
Sheen.
and it's orange. That's refrigerant. The other side is clean. All right. This is the refrigerant. Where is the problem? The heat exchanger, you remember here, is cracked. The salt water is mixed with coolant and goes out with the salt water. One possibility. No, externally everything is clean, but the level of refrigerant, the level of coolant decrease. Each week I need added a little more. Okay, check the oil. The oil is good. It's not milky. Good. No milky oil. It's not mixed with the oil.
Head gasket. It's when it heats up.
No, because the engine is running at good temperature, and the oil is not milky. Okay, look at this. What is this?
Coolant pump.
Coolant pump. You need to go with the flashlight and verify that small hole in the bottom of the coolant pump. You see? And in some cases they have another hole here on top. One hole here, other in the bottom. Normally one in the bottom. Hey my friends, can you put your camera and show to me the hole in the bottom of the coolant pump? Oh, it's green, like a corrosion. But it's a lot of green color or orange color. What is the meaning of that? It's coolant. And this coolant is going out when the engine is running. When the engine is off, it's not leaking. It's leaking only when the engine is spinning. And what is the meaning of that leak over there? That internally the coolant pump, the bearings and the seals are broken. And that's the problem of temperature that you have right now. It's in the coolant pump. It's not on the thermostat. It's not on the heat exchanger, because you eliminate all the possibilities. And you find a lot of leaks here. Is on the coolant pump. You need to replace the coolant pump. Good? You need to analyze the problem in the coolant side or in the raw water side. But always, 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 if you need added coolant, it's because you have a leak. Okay. What happens when you have a leak? For what reason, when you have a leak of refrigerant in your car, in your boat, your problems start immediately? Because in the point where you have a leak, air enters. What happens when the air enters in the system? I have a question. The coolant circuit is a closed circuit or is open circuit? It's closed. It's closed. If air enters in that closed system, what happens when the temperature increases in that circuit?
The air bubbles,
The bubbles
expand.
expand, and the bubbles block. No? That's the problem. For that reason, right now you have high temperature. What happens if you continue running the engine more days in that condition? Oh, I added each 3 days coolant, but it's good. What happened one day in your car? What happened one day? Because the temperatures of the coolants are right now higher. One day in your car, the plastic container in top and the bottom of the radiator are separated, and you have bubbles here, bubbles here, bubbles here, and leaks here, and you destroy the radiator. And one day, this plastic cap explodes or is cracked. Anybody follow me? If you continue running the engine with high temperature. In your boat, it's catastrophic. Don't wait until the heat exchanger, until the head gasket be broken or the high temperature, the head. That's critical. Be careful with that. The temperature problem should be solved immediately. In the moment that you have the problem, you need to solve those problems. All right? Suppose that after the analysis, everything is in good condition. Reservoir tank good, level of coolant good, thermostat new one, coolant pump new one, but the engine continue with high temperature. Once again, it's running around 210, and the maximum limit for this engine is 220. I am in the limit. I am close to the limit. What is your recommendation? The further analysis. What do you recommend?
Coolant sample.
Okay, coolant sample, great. I recommend both of them, coolant and that. But before I take those samples, it's good idea with the laser temperature gun, check the temperature on the head. Hey! In the, close to the second cylinder, the temperature is higher in comparison with the, let me check in the block. Close to the second cylinder. Yes, the temperature around the second cylinder is higher. What is the meaning of that? In the second cylinder, around that area, the temperature is higher in comparison with the rest of the block. Excuse me?
Coolant's not fast enough.
No.
The different problem. Like
It's not a problem with coolant. It's not a problem with coolant.
the fuel.
What problem with the fuel? What happened in that cylinder?
Too
The
lean,
cylinder is running lean.
like me.
The cylinder is running lean. And the temperature increased on that cylinder. Okay, what is the recommendation in that point? You need analyze. Okay, my engine is common rail? Yes, my engine is common rail. Or my engine is individual injectors. Is individual injector. In both cases, I recommend remove the injectors and send the injectors to the machine shop to check the pattern and the flow in each injector. And mark the injectors. Injector number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And ask to the guy in the laboratory, I want to check especially injector number 2. Next day, you are correct. The flow in the injector number 2 is 30% in comparison of the flow in cylinder 1, 5, 3, and 2. Okay? Alright. In that case, you can replace the injector or they repair the injector. Putting back the injectors, start again. Perfect. Temperature good.